Second episode novel Farishta. Do you have something else in your mind, Farishta Saab, other than that? Write something about me. It will be interesting for people. I'm not going to write something stupid or X-rated thing or some puzzle. I write for Urdu newspaper called Azad. So the story should be easy that everyone can understand. Write write something about some writer, poet, thing like these. Tell me some name. Of course you should not write about me. Write something about Faz, Manto, or Intezar Hussain. If not, write something about beautiful actress, as film journalists do. What do you know about Pakistan, about Manto, about Faz? I have lot of experience about journalism. I worked for renowned newspapers in Pakistan. I met with many important and key people of Pakistan. I spent time with famous poets, writers, and intellectuals. I used to go to Pakistan Academy of Letters once a week. National Language Authority isn't unknown to me. I used to go to Pakistan National Council of the Arts. Why do you think that I came to Italy from Pakistan just like that? Saklan Sahab, I think you didn't like what I said. I wasn't pulling your leg. I didn't want to hurt you. Nice. This is the only reason that I am always reluctant to come to your place. Farishta took his cup of tea and sat in a corner. Why people don't like Farishta? What are the reasons behind this? Firstly, he is very ironic. Like when someone asks him, "What is your family name and where you come from?" His answer is very strange. Secondly, he shaves his head and he likes his style. He doesn't have enough hair on his head and he shaves them after 2 or 3 days. He has French beard like padlock on the face, which he bleaches once a week just to have white color, but it becomes yellowish white. He has ear piercing. He wears a small gold earring in his ear. In his spare time, he plays with it unconsciously. Physically, he is slim smart but not skinny. He wears strange clothes. He wears skin tight t shirts and shirts and warm tone jeans. People usually dye their white hair into black, but he is kind of strange person. He dyes black into white. He isn't bad looking, but due to his getup, he looks strange to other people. I'm not against his getup. I don't mind what he wears, what he says, but people around me indicated me many times that stay away from this person. He isn't decent person. Even they have said get rid of this person as soon as possible. How can I do this? I invited him to stay with me. He helps me for everything. He pays me rent regularly. He helps me in paying utility bills and contribute for the food which we eat. Above all, he helps me in cleaning house. He cooks as well. He does everything that one should do. Even he does more than what one should do. He's a neat and clean person. I think the people who criticize him, they talk about his personal things, which has nothing to do with me. What he wears, what he does outside, his get-up, all these things are personal. He never spoke rudely with me. He is always gentle with me, even though he is expert of double meaning conversation. We talk about literature, poetry, and art. He has good knowledge about fine art. I respect him a lot. Packer is a bit hypocrite, but Frista is a straightforward person. You can call him liberal philosopher. His views about life are very different. He always says that things are made for us. We aren't made for things. We should live life. Life should not live us. It's my personal opinion and observation that people have misconception about Frista. I would rather say it's Frishta's fault as well. He becomes friendly with people in first meeting, and his get-up doesn't leave good impression on people at first sight. He doesn't fabricate conversation. He will say whatever he will like or whatever he will think is right. He's very bold and blunt. I don't lie. I don't think so. In Arezzo, he's paid anyone with his ironic and double meaning conversation. I have heard people saying that Frista is very rude and mal-educated person, which isn't true. He doesn't care and respect anyone. And I have seen sometimes that when some people see that Frista is coming, they change their path. I tried to convince him to change his style, but his answer was, I don't need any certificate of poisonous from anybody. I don't care whatever they think about me. I'm the way I am. I can't control their thoughts and can't even change them. Some people are astonished and shocked how a serious person like me can live and manage with Farishta, as he is bold and blunt and, according to them, rude. I don't know a lot about Farishta, but one thing I know, that he has something very special in his life that he is hiding from everyone. He never asked me personal questions, and I never tried as well. I think it's good thing if one doesn't want to share his personal life, then you should not ask, and he has same philosophy for others as well. I finished my tea and placed the empty cup in sink. Fista, who was sitting in a corner, stood up from his chair and washed cups and tea kettle, which we use for tea making. I like Italian kitchens a lot because in their kitchen above the sink you will always find a stand where you washed dishes, and after cleaning them you can hang them and their water falls in the sink, and like this they dry on their own and don't wet anything, and where you cook and prepare food will remain dry. Where Frista and me are staying is three-bedroom house, but it's very luminous and fresh air passes all the time. There is one bedroom, drawing room, kitchen and bath. Rent is quite reasonable. This area is a bit outside from Arezzo city, so there is not any problem of parking. The house is on second floor, and just adjacent to house there is parking from Comune di Arezzo. It is free parking reserved for the caravans and camping cars, but the other people can use it as well. Sometimes it's difficult to find place for parking cars, but mostly you find the place. Mostly people bring their caravans here and who travel from one place to another. Over here they park them, sleep inside and clean them, and do necessary things. The window of my house the windows of my house are made of wood, but in them there is thin glass, as thin that you will feel it's made of some transparent paper. There is small cornice outside the window, and I have decorated it with small plants. For 6 months, these vases are full of red flowers, and for 6 months they become dry, and you will feel that there were not any flowers on them, and they were never green, and flower will never blossom. But when seasons comes, they become red once again with flower. The wall which is in our kitchen and towards parking is full of creeping plant. Due to that creeping plant, lots of moths and flying insects come and go. Sometimes some bizarre insects enter inside the house. I have decorated house with my own style, even though this house is on rent, but I've done a lot of hard work to decorate it. Sometimes Frista gives me his precious suggestions. He always says that you are Khan, but your inner is like a Khanum. Sometimes he calls me Kha without adding N in the end, just to tease me, like Bade Salamat Ali Khan, Chote Salamat Ali Khan. I never mind when he says that because I know him very well, that he has excellent sense of humor, and I know he just teases me. Saklan Paripaker said, Nyash, I must go now. If some special idea comes into mind, kindly let me know. I will be waiting for that. Farishta shouted. Saklan Saab, your Urdu isn't good, and your newspaper for whom you write is full of mistakes. But I have written some pages. If you find time, kindly read them, and if there are any mistakes, please don't hesitate mentioning them. You, you have written what? It must be something about sex, or otherwise, it must be some stupid thing. Kindly just read it. Maybe you will find some interesting for your article. Saklan reluctantly took papers from Farishta's hand and spoke with Farishta. I will try to read them tonight. As you said, my Urdu isn't good, but I'm not illiterate. I can read and write. Even I will try my level best to find mistakes. Nyash was agreed with Farishta that Urdu newspapers do not have good Urdu level, and he said, it's true that you can't consider newspapers Urdu has some good grammatical and literary level. Usually these journalists, they don't care about grammar, language, punctuation and phrases. You are right, Niyaz Saab, but these days people fancy this kind of language. They understand this language enameled with English transliterated one. Peripacker, I would like to say one thing. Don't underestimate Farishta. He isn't what he is. And what he is, he isn't. I have same opinion about him. Khuda Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz. Thank you.